When I say I'm a conspiracy theorist, it's based on the simple fact that I genuinely believe that where there's smoke, there's fire. You know, I've been a thief long enough in my life to know that when something goes wrong, there's generally a thief involved.
Then I'm going to have to respond.
What are you saying, leader? No, some of us can admit to our shortcomings, Chief. I was a thief for many, many years, and more.
Thank you for your honesty.
In a stunning admission before Parliament's AdHoc committee investigating allegations of police corruption, National Coloured Congress leader and MP Fadiel Adams confessed to a criminal past, stating, "I've been a thief long enough in my life to know that when something goes wrong, it's generally a thief involved." He elaborated, "I was a thief for many, many years and more," framing his history as giving him insight into spotting criminals within the South African Police Service. Adams sparked controversy by accusing a cabal so corrupt it threatens all of us at the top of SAPS, claiming crime intelligence officials treat funds as their personal ATM. He defended handling allegedly classified documents, arguing, "How are you going to know that it's top secret if you don't open the envelope?" and insisted MPs have a duty to report wrongdoing. Committee members grilled him on evidence sources, leaks, and contacts in intelligence, which he denied, while EFF leader Julius Malema praised his actions. "You did the right thing. Never be scared of policemen." This testimony has ignited nationwide debate on redemption, corruption, and parliamentary oversight. From Parliament to your screens, this is SA News Flash, breaking news in seconds.
Okay. The EFF next speakers.
Chairperson, Honorable Malema has a really stern look in his face right now. I'm feeling intimidated.
No, thank you, Chairperson. I'm not going to ask any question. Where you are seated, you must know there's nothing wrong you have done. No one must ever try to tell you nonsense. There's nothing wrong you have done. You come across information, you go to the police. And what police do with it is none of your business. You have reported it to the authorities. That's how it works. Where should you take that information to? To the same corrupt politicians who are in cahoots with thugs, whose political parties are formed with blood money, and tell you, no, take it to Parliament. Which law is that? You come across nonsense, you report it to the police. It doesn't matter who is being implicated in the nonsense. There are no holy cows here. There are no holy cows here. We are here to investigate wrongdoing. It doesn't matter who has done it. No one. No one is above this constitution. No one is above the law. No one. I would have done the same. I did the same in 1998. When some of them were in Pampas, I reported SARS rogue unit. It was reported by me for the first time. And where did I get that information? The same way you got the information. Sneaked under the door of the ANC Youth League when I was the president of the Youth League. That we were being listened to by the SARS rogue unit, all those who support Jacob Zuma at that time. So how you get top secret information and things like that, there is no formula. You reported that matter to the police. That's the beginning and the end of it. Do they want something from you? If they are legit, they call you, you give them whatever you have. That was the right thing to do. That's what we members of Parliament must do. We come across anything, we report it to the police. How are you going to know that it's top secret if you don't open the envelope? How do you hold an envelope like this intelligently and say this is top secret? Because you have to open the envelope and you have to find it written top secret for you to declare it top secret.
I believe Honorable Skosana knows how.
So there is absolutely, members of Parliament have got a duty to report wrongdoing to the police. They can still come here and hold the authorities accountable, but that doesn't take away the fact that if you see anything wrong, you must report it to the police. Whether you are right, whether you are wrong, it's not for me to judge. They must do an investigation and they must come back to you and say, Honorable Adams, you were wrong. There is no prima facie evidence. Whatever you gave us doesn't work. So those are my remarks. Please, you must never be worried. Some of us have been worse than what you're going through. We joined this thing. The first thing they told us when we joined the struggle was that we must never be scared of policemen.
Amandla.
Why should they use a policeman to scare us? We must never be scared of death. And we joined this thing, we put our families at risk. We do it consciously for the good of society. So you must never, through the intimidation of the kids and the wife and all those, be made to retreat and be scared of thugs that want to intimidate you. Stand with the truth. That's all you need. Otherwise, after standing with the truth, even if you die with a clear conscience that I was never on the side of wrongdoing. Even when it was fashionable to do so, I've never compromised the truth for political expedience. Over to you, Honorable Mates.
That, and I'm quoting here, that in a civilized country, if I could find it, in a civilized country, if Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi did what he did, going around and speaking on things without evidence, it would have been dismissed or something to that effect. Why must we take you differently from Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi? Because you come here and then you just say...
Don't take me differently. Take the judge who signed off on the arrest warrants differently. Because Kumalo is in court. Madondo is in court.
So you claim to have evidence of all of this?
I gave the evidence to the IG. I don't know how the AdHoc got it, but what I can tell you is everybody in this room knows that General Kumalo was arrested.
Okay. On paragraph 25, you said General Mkhwanazi would have been dismissed. Oh, sorry. On paragraph 45, you say no one disagreed with the disbandment of the PKTT, and here you're referring to the Police Portfolio Committee. No one disagreed with the disbandment of the PKTT until a reason was needed to attempt to complete the capture of SAPS. What do you mean by that?
Exactly what I say, ma'am. I was in the Police Portfolio Committee. Honorable Skosana was in that committee. Honorable James was in that committee. Honorable Kola Barnard was in that committee. And the disbandment of the PKTT was read to us as a fact. General Kumalo brought the presentation. There was not one word mentioned against it by anyone, including Mkhwanazi, until they needed a reason to call a press conference. Now, please understand, when General Kumalo says that we've had one politically motivated killing in KZN this year, and therefore he essentially says the PKTT has come to the end of its life, I accept it as a fact. Mkhwanazi, on the other hand, feels different.
So are you saying that the Portfolio Committee, as well as these generals, then got a reason to complete the capture of SAPS? I'm confused.
Not the Portfolio Committee.
Okay.
What was the reason for the 6th of July press conference? It was according to General Mkhwanazi himself, because the National Commissioner was at the gates of prison. It was to defeat the ends of justice, if he was telling the truth. This is what I'm saying. It's about the capture of the SAPS. It had nothing to do with the PKTT. The PKTT had been agreed upon in portfolio, in front of all of us, that it was no longer necessary.
So you think Minister Mkhunu was correct to disband the PKTT?
I think that the minister may have overreached. I think he should have discussed it with the IMC, which I didn't think at the time. But I'm willing to concede that because I was in full support of the minister. However, there was no disagreement on the disbandment of the PKTT.
Okay. Do you know Mr. Cedric Ngabinde?
I've met him.
Before or after you wrote to the minister?
I walked into Mr. Ngabinde in the road outside here. Must have been a few weeks after.
So you didn't know him before?
I never met the man before.
I'd say, you said you're a self-proclaimed conspiracist theorist. Could you just explain why you said that? Because we're dealing with lots of contradictory information. We're dealing with a lot of testimonies back and forth. Why would you use that statement?
When I say I'm a conspiracy theorist, it's based on the simple fact that I generally believe that where there's smoke, there's fire. You know, I've been a thief long enough in my life to know that when something goes wrong, there's generally a thief involved.
Don't even know how to respond.
What are you
Thank
saying, leader? No, some of us can admit to our shortcomings, Chief. I was a thief for many, many years, and more.
Thank you for your honesty.
State Security and the State Security Agency, known as the Mufamadi Report, which found that excessive secrecy and the cloaking of activities under national security were used to conceal widespread criminality, corruption, and political factionalism within the South African intelligence services across the board. Now, that was released by the President in 2019 and provided a damning indictment of the agency's operations. It seems you're claiming or agreeing that exactly the same thing is happening in crime intelligence, using secrecy to cloak criminality.
I wasn't aware of the report, Honorable Kola Barnard, but it does not surprise with me.
It's not a secret report, it's out there.
But I hadn't read it, but it doesn't surprise me, and I'm 100% in agreement in what was said, because it does appear as if there are people at crime intelligence and at SAPS as a whole who see the funds from crime intelligence as their own personal ATM.
Now, this committee is looking at possible criminality within our security services. Now, what you've raised here speaks precisely to that. I've never seen classified documents outside of the JSCI, so it's a mystery how you came by them. I don't know who leaked them to you, put them to you, shoved them under a door, whatever they did with them. So you spoke to the information about properties purchased by crime intelligence, which now seems to be endlessly reported on, presumably also via a crime intelligence leak. Do you have contacts within crime intelligence who speak to you regularly?
No, ma'am, I do not. I do not.
So where are the leaks from?
I tell you again, I don't know where those documents came from. And if I knew, I would certainly tell someone. Maybe not you, but I would have told someone. I don't know who put those documents there. I'm hoping the cameras will reveal something. That is the reason why there are cameras. If I wanted to lie about where those documents came from, I would have said someone left it on my windscreen, someone left it at my Mitchell's Plain office. There are no cameras there. I'm telling the truth that I walked into my office and there it was.
Please tell me, now that you've delivered your testimony, when all is said and done, what do you want us to take out of it?
I would like for this committee to just look at the facts. Don't take my word for anything. Look at the facts that I've supplied. Look at the facts that the accusing team have supplied and make a reasonable judgment and make reasonable recommendations. But I would like this committee to understand that at the very top of the South African police services, there's a cabal so corrupt, it threatens all of us. All of us. Honorable Kola Barnard, who I must admit I don't have much of a liking for, but she spent 25 years in this parliament doing her best. For a man to go on national TV and accuse her almost of being part of a cartel and then offering no evidence, that was defamation under oath.
Okay, sorry, I'm going to push you because of time. Let's look at these facts that you say we must look at. Now, the accusing team, I learned a new term today. I'm assuming that you and Ms. Mashale are part of the accusing team.
No, we are the accused.
Oh, are you the accused? Okay. Now that we've clarified that, Ms. Mashale says the information was not classified. You say it was classified. Which is it?
I thought parts of it were classified. Patricia wouldn't know any better because I never showed her the information. And I do think that she's trying to protect me somewhat, which you know what I love about her, but if I must tell you
how does that help us? Because you said we must look at the facts. She had exactly the same information that you had. She says it's not classified. You say it's classified. Okay, how do you know it was classified?
There was on the one document, it was written top secret.
Okay.